When is the best time for you to start a business? Turns out, I'll show the picture here. Both of them cleared 150,000 in 4 months time, 5 months time. Hey everyone, this is Gilson Vergara back again with another video. Thank you for checking the channel out. If you're new around here, this is Do My Life, and we talk about health, wealth, and I do reviews from time to time. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this channel. I wanted to talk about, this might frazzle some people's principles, if anything. When is the best time for you to start a business? Now, there's people who are on the fence, afraid. Everybody's stages in life is very different, as in obligations. The younger you are, that's pretty much the best time to start a business because you can, to a degree, F up majorly and still kind of survive. Someone like me in their 40s, maybe, I'm still kind of daring to take certain risks, but maybe somebody in my 40s, they have to weigh their options. Like, they got kids, they got family, they got a lot of things that might be surrendering or taking chances on. But I get this question all the time, from emails and things like that about, hey, I'm planning to start this, but I want to know this, I want to know that, which is fine because, it's great to be as educated as you can before leaping. And this is where the problem is, leaping. A large amount of people don't ever leap. Some people they have a natural fear of starting something new. Me included, certain, I'm an operations manager right now for the company I'm working with right now, Cardinal Messenger. But yeah, I have fears because this is a new arena for me. And the difference is I'm willing to keep pushing forward. And I guess that's the message I wanna portray on this video. Like, when is the best time to start a business? It's probably now, right now. There's so many ways to make income that's never been seen before. Digital, in real life, there's so many ways. Even as a courier, I was born in the 80s, so just to age myself a little bit, I'm 40 years old. We didn't have, a teenager in the 90s and stuff like that. We didn't have DoorDash. We didn't have Uber Eats. I had a paper route. Just to put into perspective, I was a guy that used to buy at like 8 years old with my lunch money, buy stuff at the bodega, mints, now laters, when they were like 25 cents, sell it to my friends for double. Because those are one of the only enterprising things that I thought about as growing up. I come from a world where it was a bit more in the traditional end, as in we had to start a business in traditional sense, try to get a loan, try to start it slowly or whatever. When is the best time to start a business? It's now. There's so many ways to create income streams for yourself, passive, active, which there's really nothing passive. Maybe down the line, but initially everything's going to be active because you got to put in the work to turn it into a passive income. So that could be for another video. Everybody, and I tell everybody this, everybody has a skill that somebody wants to learn. It's sad to say, but I don't know if you do this. I people watch. I watch people. I go to the mall. I watch how people react, conduct themselves, because this is what I do. I'm sorry. I like how people react. I like how people and maybe because I'm pretty optimistic, there's always a silver lining when I start talking to people, like what they do. I can kind of see it and be like, wow, you can really do this and make money off of this. And I tell some people might not want to hear it. I'm a babbler, like I babble and stuff like that. I rant and things like that, which I have to work on. I can see the value in personalities, what they can do, what they can't do, and what they can excel at and things like that. Case in point, my nephews, I'm going to put a picture somewhere over here. My nephews, always been introverted. They started working, and I started seeing man, these kids are really busting their butt. They're busting their ass. Putting the hours like I used to put in my hours. I'm like, you know what? These kids have the grit. They have the work ethic. So the company I used to work for, Active Environmental, I told them, boys, why don't you consider selling? So they were apprehensive at first because, they're going to be away from the family, first time. One's like 21, the other one's like 17. So they're very timid at first. But then I said, boys, look at the numbers that some of these salespeople are pushing up. I believe you guys can surpass this because you guys are smart, driven. You guys have it. So they're apprehensive. Just they don't want to do it. I'm like, I might have to bring them on eventually over here one day. Turns out, I'll show the picture here. Both of them cleared 150,000 in 4 months' time, 5 months' time. As an uncle, somewhat of like a father figure to them, I couldn't be more prouder. I'm like, man, I kept telling these kids, blow me out the water. Like whatever I've made in my life, blow me out the water. And they have met that challenge, and I'm super proud of them. My point is, it's that energy. Like they had that. When is it a good time to start? Right, that energy. Like, oh, I'm afraid. The apprehension, whatever. Matter of fact, you know what I'll do right now? I'm gonna try to call them, record the conversation, and we'll see what happens. But this is gonna be super candid. I just thought about this right now. Let me get them on the phone, and try to make something happen with them. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to call them, and they pick up. I'll put it on the video and everything. Where these kids at? Hey, where's your brother? Where's your brother? Anthony? Yeah, of course. Yeah, Anthony. Oh, I'm sorry. Your other brother. Your brother that's with you. I was talking about how you boys at one point were reluctant to do Active at one point, right? Yeah. And I just want you to, each one of you, what I told you and what pushed you over to, like, you know what, let me try it out, and what were your apprehensions before going into Active? MJ, go first, please.
You would always say, I remember when you had that meeting with like all the reps in like the movie theater.
Yeah.
We were listening to what they made, and you were saying like how it would be a good opportunity, we would give it a shot. I don't know, I always thought that I wouldn't be like that good at sales, that my people skills might not be up to par, and then it came to the point where got the promotion, moved to Virginia, and it seemed like it was like the perfect opportunity to take like a leap of faith. Like we were gonna be moving anyway, and I wanted to have some financial, like go and move out with a girlfriend and things like that. So, I mean, if I'm bad at it, I have to go back before, but if it works out well, it's really good.
Okay, Anthony. And mind you, to the people watching, he's turning 18 in November, right?
Yeah, I turned 18 this past November.
November, you just turned 18. See, I have too many nephews and nieces. So you share your perspective.
So for me, I mean, like you always been kind of like business minded, business oriented. So like kind of like being around that kind of like that what do you say? Kind of like being in that environment, kind of like already opened my mind to like there's more than just like a school, or there's more than just that normal average path to go about things. And like I just said, me and the people at the movie theater and everything, I also like kind of like set things up. Like there's all these successful people doing like this, and I mean like I'm not like below average. I'm not like average Joe. So I feel like I can like definitely like kind of like put my energy towards something, and kind of like succeed in it. And I mean you always like kind of like telling us to like kind of like whatever we want to do, like kind of just like try it out. They don't like wait on it. Like, if you're bad at it, just do it like in the moment and just like see how it goes. That's why for me it was just kind of like getting my toes wet, just kind of like trying something new and just seeing like if it was good, if it was a good fit, keep on doing it. If it was a bad fit, I tried it, and I moved towards something else. Kind of that was like my point of view.
So
I was like trying to summer and everything.
So being that you did the one summer of it, outside of the we'll talk about the financial gain afterwards. But being that, what do you think being in that environment with those set of people, the day to day, going through the struggle, what can you say about how has it made you grown as a man, two as an entrepreneur?
I'd say the growth we had from going out in the summer and doing something really hard, it definitely made us more in general, and like I'd say like every aspect of things that we're trying to tackle, and facing the rejection and being surrounded by people who are also like fighting for like a common goal. It was actually like I feel like it was like a lot of fun, and it brought like a lot of enjoyment to my life. It also made me realize that even though something may seem really hard, once you actually get into the act of doing it and get into that battle, it's much hard to enjoy it. And then coming out this summer, it kind of opened my eyes to how much more I can grow. Like if I had this great of an experience from one summer and I learned and grew this much from just one summer, imagine I come out and do it again. Or imagine if I try to apply that same type of pressure to myself outside of see how much I can grow in the off in between summers and going right into the future. See, with me, it was definitely like the different like change of environment with like people was definitely crazy because like I mean in New York and everything, you don't meet like that or like at least in my school, you don't meet like that much like kind of like business oriented people, kind of like seeking like opportunity, being like super driven, and coming out for the summer like with active like that's definitely like there like it's a bunch of like different people from, like Utah, wherever they meet, maybe like Colorado, they all like come together and they're all like driven towards like they all want like more out of life basically. They're all striving for like a higher purpose, which was like it was definitely different than what I'm used to. Because being around like so many people all driven towards the same thing, all trying to like get financially free, grow as people, it definitely like puts you on kind of like the same like wave, like if that makes sense. Like I want to be like them, I want to grow with them, kind of type of things.
Do you think that it just refined the process of being like someone, being around someone like me, your Papa Junior, Uncle Nathan? It just blew up into like a set of people like that.
Yeah, definitely like having one or two people is it's good. It's definitely a benefit. But having like being surrounded by it constantly, like it's almost like every day, like I gotta do this. Every day I gotta like stay on path. Every day I got a goal to get to. I need work. I need like find a way how I'm gonna get to that. And I got people like on the same boat as me, who I can like who are on the same age too. That I can ask for advice. Kind of like you know what I mean. Kind of like just correlate my own goals, like how we're both gonna like kind of like get to where we want to be basically. Yeah, that's kind of like the network correspondent will be. In regards to that, I feel like we've always been around like driven people for the most part, whether it was you, Papa Junior, Nathan, our mom, even our dad too.
Yeah.
Like, people were working people, but to go out and meet people our age or close our age, younger people who are driven and who are doing something that everyone says is the hardest job out here, it definitely, I think it put more pressure on us. And it's like, you want to get to where their level and then surpass that. A grown man or woman with most of your life to figure everything out to be really hardworking, chasing a goal and providing for yourself, your family. It was really, I feel like it really like opened up the horizon for us that like can achieve so much more at such a younger age. With a lot of people, they say that go to school kind of set in your ways until you're like 30, 32, 34, 35, where you have like a job for years, have a mortgage on a house. But the people we're with, they're like 23, 24, they have kids, they have a home, they sell for the summer, they have investments, they have assets. It's like, it definitely opened the horizon, made us realize that even though that we're young, we can still achieve all these things that we see everyone else have, whether they're 24, 30, do it at 8, 21. Another year or two will probably be on that path. Just to show how much like effect people around you have, it's like with recruiting now at my age, I'm reaching out to people that I'm in school and everything. So I'm reaching out to people I knew from school this past senior year, like people my age, and it's like I'm hitting them up, telling them about the great opportunity, and they're like, my parents are saying no, or like, you know what I mean? It just shows like people around you really like go to show like how much they push you towards like seeking opportunity, or how much like they allow your eyes to really like see what you're able to see basically.
I mean, do you think there's a mental shift in seeing like me and your Papa Junior, your dad, your mom, seeing a immigrant's point of view of pushing for success versus someone who might be a bit more established from what you're seeing and pushing for success? Do you think there's a variation in energy or anything like that?
Me, definitely. I feel like people who are immigrants and everything, they have like a different type of hunger to them. It's almost like they've been working since they were like since from birth. So it's like putting in the work, putting in the hours, day by day, day after day, putting in the grind for many years. It's almost like a natural thing for them. It's like it's not nothing new to them. Rather than people who are like kind of like set up with a foundation like from the start, it's like putting in the work and everything. Like it might come like unnatural to them because like they grew up with like certain things to start off with, like certain opportunities, like with money and everything, and it's like they got the things they want for the most part, as opposed to like our dad or like you guys on like your side of the family. You guys had to like to work for everything. Like nothing came really easy. You guys had to really like build whole foundations for yourself. Like
do you think there's a really good benefit because you guys are in the like the crux or in the middle of that world where you can see both aspects of it and you can gain benefits from it?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like for the most part, work ethic is like 90% of the battle, and having that side of like the immigrant side and everything, as well as like having the opportunities of like people have a particular like at least like a some sort of foundation. Yeah, it's kind of like we can like stack the work ethic on top of the foundation we already have to project ourselves even even to even higher point, if that makes sense. For me personally, the difference between the drive of, let's say, immigrants and people who have like a very solid foundation to begin with, I feel like with immigrants and us coming from like in between that as well, you know what it's like to come from like almost instability and chase after stability, as opposed to someone who's always had stability and they're looking to just fortify it. For us and for immigrants, I feel like when you're chasing that stability, to them in their mind, it's more of like a do or die type thing. Like, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get this stability. I'm gonna get this foundation. And I'm gonna do it at any cost. If I gotta give up this and that, I gotta give up all these things to get it. I'm gonna go ahead. When someone's coming from stability, they already feel like they have a foundation. They have their stuff. So it's like, if this is becoming too inconvenient, or if I feel like this is not gonna add the stability that I want, I'm not gonna chase it any further.
Right.
Like, I already have what I need. Basically, it's not that hard to just pivot. As come from instability and we're chasing stability, it's like, even if we feel like we're pretty stable, we always want more and more because we know what it's like to be unstable and we never want to go back there. So we want as much as we can to afford.
40 years old now as your uncle, and I believe a good majority of your life as like a father figure to you kids. My point of view is building a legacy out, fortifying it for you guys to grow off of it. I am no longer concerned about my personal wealth, if that makes any sense. I'm no, because I, me and Tito Ruby have made a good enough foundation for ourselves to be like, you know what, we can survive. But you guys are the ones who are gonna take it to the next level, and I'm happy that you guys are around that environment and still have a connection to that, immigrant world of I gotta bust my butt to get the things done. Like MJ said, Baba Jr., my main guy came here with maybe like $200 in their pocket, and this made it happen. Moving on to financials, just tell everyone what you guys grossed last year and what are your goals for next year, for this summer.
All right, so in total earnings, I grossed about like close to 60K. Like, the goal for next year is to obviously break six figures, which I could definitely do, and I'm definitely confident in that goal.
Okay. And MJ?
Yeah, me and Anthony made about the same, around 60K gross, and we both plan to break six figures. I plan to come really close with just my personal sales, and then really top it over with everything I'm doing with the recruits, and then all the extra stuff like residuals and things like that. I'm planning to blow past 100K, and it's really interesting too. I just want to add that Anthony had like a month less than me. He did basically the same numbers.
Right. So I mean, that's well, I don't know how much more I can tell you kids, but I'm overly proud of you guys, and you guys are on your track. Just don't lose it. Don't lose it. I blew a lot of money, from doing things in my life, but you don't lose that opportunity. Last question is, when is a good time to start a business? I feel like a good time to start a business is as soon as you can afford it, basically. As soon as how much you earn is a good distance from your expenses. Okay. For me, I feel like, of course you gotta have the money for it, but when you get the money, you can already start and you have a game plan already. Like, start plotting, start as soon as you have that idea. Don't wait. I feel like in any aspect, the more you wait, the more it gets harder to do something. Like, the more you're putting it off, it's like, man, I can wait. I have tomorrow. Like, do it today. Start now. Write that ideas down. Just find a way to get to it. Okay, good. All right, thank you, boys. I have to get these. They're calling me already. But you kids, take care. I love you kids. Bye. I love you too. Bye. Take care. Bye. Don't get drunk. Bye. Bye. That was a impromptu interview with my nephews. I just thought about that on the fly, and I haven't talked to him in a bit, so it gave me a good chance to talk to him and follow up and how things are going with their life. Thank you for your time, like always. I want to just let you know if you guys have anyone in the, I think all 50 states we have. Active has branches. We have a lot of branches. But if you have anyone that wants to, look into that and start that situation, and let me know, because I will hand you over to my nephews, and you can talk to them about potentially selling for the summer for Active Environmental. Great company. I have nothing bad to say about them. But yeah, take care. God bless, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.